Hi guys, right, well we've done a bit of a strange one today because Tiggs has come up to actually see me because we decided we needed to do some kinesiology. So she's travelled up to see me and we've had another go with yours. But before we did that, we did a whole kinesiology session. So with the kinesiology, we've now narrowed an awful lot of stuff down. And we're now beginning to think it's not actually a gluten intolerance that Tiggs has got, but actually it's all the pesticides that are actually used in certain foods, because we have been using all kinds of foods and muscle testing her, and actually stuff like pasta and what have you that's got, you know, gluten in it. It's fine.
And it's fine. Go figure.
Really, really strange. But I'd seen an article this morning about the gluten. It's not the gluten, it's the pesticides, blah, 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 blah. So we've been sat here playing around now for a good couple of hours, messing about with food and looking at where they've come from, and where some of the foods have actually, like the pastas, obviously come from Italy and what have you. And there is a big difference because some of these countries have actually banned the use of the Roundup pesticide and stuff.
The glyphosate, I think they call it.
Yeah. And one of the really interesting things was we'd gone through to the kitchen to make a cup of tea, and I'd sort of moved my bunch of grapes onto the centre of the breakfast bar, and I was nibbling away on them. And the next thing,
I started itching on my arms, and I was stood about that far away from the grapes, and I started itching. I didn't really notice at the time until I came back out away from the grapes, and then it went away.
Yep. So we thought, right. And by now we'd figured out this airborne stuff, so we brought the grapes back in again.
Guess
and
what?
Literally within seconds.
So first time, grapes are on a low table, and I'm stood with my arms on the counter. My arms started itching. Second time, grapes are on a higher table, and all around here started itching, and that was the closest point to them. And then my arms started going as well. So we took them away. Guess what went away?
The itching.
Odd, isn't it?
So we've been
the grapes of wrath.
So there is a lady closer to Tiggs that we're going to try and get her in touch with, because she's actually specialising in kinesiology with nutrition. So I want her to go and see her anyway to really narrow it down, because I'm not as advanced enough to sort of narrow that one down. In the meantime, though, because this is all about the oils as well, we've readouts besides playing with the oils.
Yeah, we have had a good play.
Yes, we've been having a bit of a sniff. So if we seem a bit high, that's why.
I opened the Clary Sage, and anybody who knows what I'm like on Clary Sage will know why I'm a little bit la-la right now.
This is la-la. So again, we've got the cypress from Crete. So because she's here, I was able to make it up for her. Tiggs has actually ordered the cypress from Crete now for herself. We've got lemon, we've got manuka, and we've got the cardamom. And actually, it's really interesting because all of these oils are going to help with the digestive system in one way or the other, except the cypress, because that's more, again, to do with this excess stuff. So it's almost like oils don't detoxify, okay? They don't actually detoxify. What they do, they stimulate the body to detoxify itself. Yeah? So it's interesting that you've got the cypress in there, because that's going to stimulate your body, because your body's busy creating all this excess fluid and all the rest of it, whether it be in the skin and what have you. So that's why that one's the lemon. Obviously, it's this whole acid-alkaline balance in the stomach. The manuka, I suspect, as well, is to do with any of the bacteria and stuff that's come from anything airborne. And the cardamom, well, when we read that, we were just, well, do you know what? It all makes sense.
Yeah.
So it looks like these baths, 4 of them, are to start working on all that whole intestinal stuff, and in the meantime you can see if we can get a hold of this lady for you, so you can go and have a session with her. But I want you to say some more now if you've got anything to say, Miss High.
No, I'm a little bit off my face on.
Only because you smelt my Cretan thyme.
It was your Cretan thyme that did it, I think. I've got a nice new bath in. But it's odd because the components were old socks, trainers. What else did we? Manuka smelled like. Well, I thought it was a gym bag to start with, but it's not. It's cheap trainers that you put in your gym bag. I know. Didn't like that. I had a really weird craving for lemon as soon as I arrived here, and it's really odd that it came out in the dowsing. So I think that's a bit weird, because I picked up on that as soon as I walked through the door. For some reason, I really, really, really wanted lemon, and I don't like lemon oil. And tonight it smells amazing, so I obviously need it for some reason. Cypress again. And cardamom, I don't really like cardamom, but altogether, actually, the blend is it's not bad. It's a little bit socks, if I'm honest, but it's bearable.
Well, hopefully, once it's in the bath, though,
it'll be
the heat,
better.
It'll round it all off a bit better for you, anyway.
It'll be better.
So we've had a lot of fun tonight.
Yes.
And we've come up with some interesting stuff, which we can't narrow and give you more details about at the moment because we need to look into things a little bit more again. But it's curious how these different little things are starting to join up.
Yes.
And with what we've seen, but we're not 100% certain yet, but it's indicative of people who think they've got gluten intolerance. Actually, it might not be the bloody gluten. It's actually what's getting sprayed on the wheats and the fruits and the veg and all the rest of it that's actually causing it.
Yeah.
So watch this space because this is going to be interesting.
Yeah. So we've tried bottles of wine and all sorts of things.
Oh yes, they're over there.
Yeah. Very important. Not necking.
Not yet.
Testing.
Not yet. It's Friday night. Not yet.
So previously, I've not been drinking because drinking sets me off. I'm on my way home going to pick up a bottle of organic wine and try it to see if it hopefully doesn't set me off. Cross your fingers, people. I really, really, really want a glass of wine.
Okay.
On that note,
we will see you next week. Have a good weekend.